Let's go back in time, the 90s. This was a time filled with some of the best cars that would ever be produced, most of which we still love and adore to this day. The 90s gave us the Miata, the MK4 Supra, the Honda NSX, and many other cult classics. And on the supercar side of things, we got cars like the Ferrari F50, the Lamborghini Diablo, and even the McLaren F1. It was a truly wonderful time in the car world. Cars had great big engines, great soundtracks, and most supercars were available with a manual transmission. Now in this era, where most supercars were rear or mid-engines, Lister built a front-engine V12 four-seater. Now you might be asking, what the hell is a Lister? Well, Lister Motor Company is a British sports car manufacturer founded by Brian Lister in 1954. Now the company became known for its involvement in motorsport. Then in 1986, Laurence Pearce bought the company and he started producing tuned variants of the Jaguar XJS and other Jaguar models, enlarging its V12 engines from 5.3 litres all the way up to a full 7-litre engine, replacing its internals with lightweight Cosworth pistons and conrods, bigger valves, faster cams, and forged crankshafts. These upgrades meant that these V12 Jaguars could produce up to 600 horsepower with huge torque figures to match. Now, after playing around with the Jags and learning a lot about the platform, they started producing a bespoke sports car called the Lister Storm. Now, the Storm is a homologated race car that was even featured in racing games such as Gran Turismo. I remember racing around the huge oval track, kicking ass in one of these. You see, the owner of Lister wanted to build a supercar of his own. He designed an aluminium space frame chassis around a mega V12 and 6-speed G-Track gearbox. The engine was a bored and stroke 20-valve V12 engine that produced 546 horsepower and 790 Nm of torque. Now, that big V12 in a car that weighed 1.6 tons meant that she was rather fast. 0 to 60 could be achieved in 4.1 seconds, and she held the record for being the fastest 4-seater sports car with a top speed of 208 miles per hour. The car is also known for something else, its looks. The Lister Storm wasn't a very good looking car, but then again, she wasn't built to be looked at, she was built for the racetrack. And Lister wanted to compete in the Le Mans and GT championships with these cars. Now, the first 5 years of its competition life came fruitless under the shadow of the McLaren F1, the Porsche 911 GT1 and the Mercedes CLK GTR. Now, I have to say, Lister did choose a rather difficult time to compete. Each of those cars are legendary in their own right. Then, in 1999, a ban was issued against purpose-built race cars, and Lister finally won the FIA GT World Championship in 2000 against a field pretty much left with Chrysler Vipers. Now, a total of 6 race cars were built, but they also built a street-going race homologated model, like I said previously. Initially, just 4 road cars were built and sold at the price of £220,000. And unlike the race cars, the Storm road cars were pretty heavy and luxurious, more like an Aston Martin but at a higher performance level. The interior was fully leather trimmed and the cars came standard with a bunch of creature comforts like air conditioning, a sound system, electric seats and a sizable boot. Now, believe it or not, this car was produced from 1993 all the way to 2007, and in that time they made and delivered a few cars. How many? Well, according to them, a total of 25 units were produced in 14 years. And at the end of its production run, these cars went for close to £400,000, which is a lot. Now, Lister, the company, still exists to this day, building modified versions of Jaguar's top-spec sports cars. Cars like the Lister LFD 666, which is a 666 horsepower F-Type, or even the Lister Stealth, an SUV with the same amount of power. But here's my question to everyone who watched this video. Would you pay Lamborghini money for one of these? Remember, when you drive, you don't see the outside, you can just enjoy the wonderful V12 engine. So let me know down below if you would actually buy it, and if you liked the video. If you did like this video, you like all of my other stuff, just go through my channel, see if there's something else you like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?